السلام عليكم. مساء الخير. في البداية حابة أعرف عن نفسي كذا على السريع. اسمي مها محمد الحبسي، رئيسة نادي عمان بلوكتشين. آه أوكي، هو الجلسة أنا أريدها تكون عفوية أكثر من أنها تكون رسمية. إن شاء الله تكون الأمور طيبة كذا معكم. حقيقة أنا ما مجهزة أني سبيتش، خلت الموضوع كذا يكون سلس، اللي يطلع معي يطلع معي. طيب، يمكن احنا شوي نوعا ما طولنا الغيبة، لكن على قولتهم من طول الغيبة جاب الغنايم، صحيح؟ هو طولنا الغيبة لأن قعدنا هيكلة النادي، وحاولنا نوسع في النادي أكثر وندخل أعضاء جدد مثل ما تشوفوا معنا اليوم. أعضائنا الجدد موجودين، في نفس الوقت نعطي فرصة للأشخاص الثانيين يقدموا مقترحاتهم، يشاركونا خبراتهم. فاليوم إن شاء الله معنا الضيوف مبدعين، استاذ عبد الله واستاذ هيثم راح يقدموا لنا ورشه كذا بسيطه عن البلوكتشين. ابعد من ذلك، طبعا احنا في نادي عمان بلوكتشين، مسمى النادي نادي عمان بلوكتشين بالبرمجيات مفتوحه المصدر. احنا في اواخر الفتره انضمينا لجمعيات اخرى، جمعيه الانترنت وجمعيه المصادر المفتوحه. مسمانا نادي عمان بلوكتشين، بس احنا نقدم ورشات في ابعد من البلوكتشين. يمكن نكون اكتفينا من تقديم الورشات في البلوكتشينز. الحين راح نتوسع أكثر، نقدم ورشات في ال Artificial Intelligence والتداول وما إلى ذلك. خليكم جاهزين ومتابعونا إن شاء الله بحساباتنا في السوشيال ميديا، وإن شاء الله الخير قادم. حابة أنوه على شغلة قبل ما أخلص. هو احنا لسه عندنا نظام التسجيل الأعضاء مفتوح، اللينك موجود عندنا بالبايو بالإنستغرام. أي حد عنده أي فكرة أو يحس إنه شوي نوعا عنده شهادة بروفيشنال ممكن الأدرس يستفيد منها، احنا بابنا مفتوحة. بس سجلوا على الفورم وإن شاء الله فالكم الطيب، وترقبونا إن شاء الله في أكبر فعالية راح تكون في النادي على تقريبا على شهر الجاي إن شاء الله. طيب، فتفضلوا شباب، عندكم المايك.
السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم. مشكورين على الحضور. بس نبدأ عن نفسي. معكم عبد الله، وأنا في هذا المجال صار لي تقريبا 3 سنوات. أتداول العملات الرقمية، وفي نفس الوقت أن أطلع في مشاريع مستدامة، في مشاريع الألعاب، في مشاريع الكتب، وكيف أن نقدر نحن نطبق هذه الأشياء في أيامنا يعني حياتنا العملية اليومية. ومعي زميلي هيثم يعرف على نفسه.
السلام عليكم. معكم هيثم الخنجري، وبديت أتداول في كريبتو من تقريبا من 2016، وبخصوص الجيمنج، قريب كان الاي اي، يعني بشكل يومي.
I'm going to start by talking about the different tokens. So in crypto, for payment, like transactions, you can buy and sell things. You have different protocols for trading. Mainly right now there is a place called Camino. There's also MarginFi, and those are different platforms that you can either lend or borrow money or stake. And staking is basically buying a type of currency and freezing it for a period of time. It could be 30 days, 60 days, or a year. And based on that, you get interest yield based on the amount that you put in. And based on how many people in that pool, in that pooling period, and the amount, and you get value of that. You get rewarded based on how much money you invest in. Utility, that is where it's linked to actual real life utilities. For example, can you give me an example of something utility that you've been using recently that you had value with it, linked to an NFT or something? What would you say?
Linked to an NFT?
Or it could be any utility. What's the utility?
Well, the most simplest utility like you can have as from an NFT would be like it's to tokenize. Let's say a club membership, right? Let's just say we only have 1,000 club memberships, and so the only way to enter the club is to have the membership one, right? So you can use the NFC, right? Or you have a wallet where you verify that you actually own it, and that's how you enter the club. So other than that, if you don't have one, you have to purchase it from someone, because there are only going to be 1,000 NFTs for that specific club, unless they create some more. It doesn't matter if it doesn't have to be a picture, it doesn't have to be anything. It could just be a number, you know? But that's one of the utilities. But it's mostly tokenized, like token gating, whether it's a Discord channel, whether it's a WhatsApp group. I've seen it actually in Telegram as well. So it's like token gating communities or club memberships.
So all of them is becoming under a blockchain, isn't it? So all of them, they use the same features which is coming in the blockchains. So why just you mention here in reality that's the رموز المميزة لها استخدام محدد ضمن the blockchains. I mean all of them it's coming under blockchains umbrella, isn't it? So all of them they use the same features which is coming in the blockchains.
Just depends
So
on what type of blockchain. So there's a Solana blockchain, there's an Ethereum blockchain, there's a Bitcoin,
hyperledgers and so on.
hyperledgers, yes. So to add to what Ethan said about utilities, so it's if you think about it, it's more of like a membership. Like when you go to a gym or something, you pay a membership, so you get access to the gym facilities, and this is the best way to compare it to real life. And from those private groups, you get something called alpha calls, which is where researchers or active members in the group research about upcoming projects, about upcoming solutions, and they share it for members only. Because you're part of this kind of an elite club, then you get calls earlier than public. And most of the information in these groups are not public knowledge. So you have to be part of this utility or part of this project or invest in this project to get this information and news. So that's how most of the stuff that we know about is not out there. But if you do your research, if you go on Twitter, if you're active in Discord and other platforms that people use, then you'll be up to date with all the different projects that are coming up, because there are projects coming up every day. Every week there are new things. Even just 2 days ago, I was talking to Haytham about Sanctum, and he's like, "What is Sanctum?" So Sanctum is another thing that we'll talk about later. But also in terms of security, a lot of these projects are backed by governance tokens. So they're backed by either governments, private companies, or investors. So the money is usually either in US dollars or other currencies, but there are backed by stable coins, which is what they're cryptocurrencies, but converted into stable coins. So the currency, the value does not change. So it's the closest thing to $1, but it's not exactly $1. It's 0.9931. Next, we have the NFTs. I'm sure everyone heard of NFTs, and a lot of people have questions or doubts about what is the value of NFT, what is the purpose of it. And NFT is basically an intellectual property of the rights to a file. Now, it could be an image, it could be a file, it could be a video, it could be a script of text. But when you do the transaction and own the NFT, you own the rights to it on the blockchain. So the code and everything belongs to you. But it can also be transferred after you sell it. And the way we value things is based on the volume that's been traded. It's the same thing with stocks. When in the stock market, the more people buy, the more people sell, the more transactions are going, the more the value it goes up and down. So the value of an NFT depends on the people buying it and how it goes on, like how long it goes, and what is the utility that is added to this NFT. So, and then finally we have gaming. I'm sure everyone, how many of here are gamers? Play console or PC? What games do you play? Okay, nice. Okay, any other gamers here? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So the way in gaming is, again, you can be a console player, you can be a PC, but also there are tokens that not just virtual currency coins, but they can also be converted into cryptocurrencies. Yeah.
It's okay. But coming to the security, what do you mean by رموز مدعومة بالأوراق المالية? That's mean each cryptocurrency they will have their own digital signatures or what? Because as I know that in blockchain there is, I mean that every cryptocurrency or every block they have their own digital signatures. It's like a unique number. It's like a private key.
Yes.
But when coming to that talking, what do you mean by that?
So
it's
now,
like a number or what?
Yeah, so basically we have Ethereum, we have Bitcoin, but now we also have Solana. Solana is one of the new tokens in the past 3 years, I think. It came out 3 years ago, 2019. Yeah, so it's
So
very
they're
fresh.
working without digital signatures or what?
No, I'm gonna expand on this point. That Solana has very low transaction fees. So when it comes to creating tokens and putting it out there, it only takes a few hours to set up a wallet and to release a token. And there are a lot of tokens that come out every day. There are meme coins. There are tokens that are backed by projects in real life. There are derivatives of existing projects. So all of those, there is a mechanism of security and safety that the person who created this token can only, for example, hold a certain supply, and the other supply has to be owned by a percentage of people. And then in terms of security, the person who created this token can freeze it, or they can unfreeze it, or there are protocols in terms of privacy. Yeah. Anything you want to add?
No, it's just. So your question was, what are blockchains, or how?
I'm sorry, but I'm a pure technical person, so
Yeah.
in a blockchain part, so that's why I'm just asking in a very deep technical things. So.
I mean, deep technical things would understanding what a blockchain is. It depends on it also depends on the blockchain, right? Like you said, you have Ethereum.
Yeah.
And Ethereum have multiple layers. You have Ethereum, you have Blast, you have.
No, I'm just asking that. I know that there is a multiple type of blockchains. I mean, the type of blockchains can be Ethereum, Hyperledger, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean that it's all of them. Sorry, but I just asking that it's all of them. It's coming under a blockchain umbrella. So that's mean all of them they have to follow the same prototype, the same methodology, the same.
No, they don't.
That
No, they don't. Because so you have Ethereum, like EVM blockchains, which are Ethereum based. Like I said, there are multiple chains. Some are layer 1, some are layer 2. If you're familiar with Binance, so Binance has their own like not their own exchange, but their own chain as well, so which is the Binance Smart Chain. Binance Smart Chain is an EVM. It's an Ethereum-based blockchain. So when it comes to have you ever seen what a wallet looks like a wallet address? So an Ethereum wallet address would start 0x, and then it's numbers and alphabets, right? So these are when somebody says EVM chains, like an EVM blockchain, it's basically Ethereum based. Solana based Solana is its own thing. It's a completely different blockchain. The language is different. On Bitcoin, the language is different. On Cardano, the language is different. And those are layers within Bitcoin. But when you're talking about blockchain, there are different blockchains. Not all of them are the same.
Yeah, but in the end of the story, it's gaming with the blockchain. So that's mean they have to, all of them become in a one meaning of a blockchain. What I mean that before they have the blockchain, it's meaning like a cryptocurrency, but now blockchain is coming a distributed public ledgers. So just I want to ask, does that mean the blockchain features or the operation was coming with the blockchain, it's changed? And when you're coming to the scholar, what you are speaking about?
Sorry, I didn't get the last part.
It's okay, just move it on next slide.
Okay. The next slide is talking about real world assets, and this is where so this is a map of you can see the screen behind me. Sorry, you can't see. So these are some of the real world assets that elaborating on what you asked about, if there's one single blockchain or there are different blockchains. These are the different types of blockchains. So you have the custodians and wallets, like he mentioned, MetaMask for Ethereum-based wallets. You have DeFi. You have distributors. You have networks and protocols. You have tokenization, and you have data and ecosystem. So all of those they operate in different ways, but they're all part of the blockchain, but they operate in there's different layers of security and protocol. So the next topic I want to talk about is how can you invest in real world assets that are also connected to the blockchain. So this is where you have different projects, and the ones I wanted to focus on are sustainable projects. So projects that are good for the environment and for the weather. So this is the total DEX volume related to tokens in the past since 2019, and you can see the increase is very it's increasing at a very large rate, and now we're in 2024, and there are a lot of projects that are active right now, and they're raising funds the same way you raise funds for startup companies, the same way you raise funds for physical stuff. This is raised on the blockchain, but they also have the evidence to back it. They document all their the progress from what they start, the distribution of the money and where the money goes. There's for example, 10% goes to the team, 30% goes into research and development, 20% goes to stuff, and then this is the total market cap of all tokens for cryptocurrency. So you can see here between 2021 and 2022, there is a healthy rise and fall. So we've been through 3 runs right now, or 2, you could say.
2 seconds.
Yeah. So this is my second, and again, we've been through the highs and we've experienced the lows, but now I think we're still. Do you think we're gonna keep going up, or it's very unpredictable? But yeah, we're hoping that it goes one more run and then before we short. So this is the project I mentioned earlier. It's called the Refi Hub, and they focus on aquaculture. So when you invest and you contribute to this project, you become a member, and the money that's raised affects the environment. So whether it's ocean, whether it's weather, whether it's solar, or hydrotech, there's a lot of different ways that But again, with every project, I don't just endorse it. I always encourage people to research and read about it, to learn more about what this, how did it start, who are the founders, what is their roadmap. Those are all things that when you, as an investor entering to put your money in, you should be aware of the risks that goes with it, but also the positive aspects of it all. So I love this project so much because they don't just focus on one thing. Like those are 6 different things that they're actually actively investing in. Solar plants, and this is what they're hoping to achieve, to reach 223 billion by 2026. Aquaculture that I just mentioned earlier, hydrogen tech, conscious consumables, bioplastics, and supply chain tracking. So all of these are really good to research about and to educate and to make this world a cleaner and greener place. So, yeah. Next, I want to talk about airdrops. So, Haytham, do you want to share some of what are some of the airdrops that you feel have given you value, or you want to talk more about how you started?
No, you can start with Jupiter.
Okay. So, airdrops are a type of mechanism where you, as a user or as a investor, you could say, when you engage with certain protocols, when you do transactions on a website or a program or a project, you get rewarded with these things called airdrops. It's basically think of it as like free money or like rewards for your activity. So these are just some of the projects. These are 6 projects. First of them is Jupiter. The second one is Tensor, which is a marketplace, an NFT marketplace. The third one is Sharkify. Fourth one is Camino. I think it's the, yeah. Fourth one is Camino. Fifth one is Wormhole, and the last one is Parcel. Parcel is a project where you look at the price of land. Or is it real estate? Yeah, it's about real estate in different countries, and you base your probability on actual the prices of actual lands in those specific places. So in certain cities, like in Paris or in Germany, in Hamburg, Germany, or in San Francisco, for example, or New York, all those cities, they have different prices of land, and then you base your prediction based on what the price is going to be. Next, you have Jupiter, which is a platform where you can basically swap and trade and do transactions. So you can change your transaction from Bitcoin to, not Bitcoin, but like from Solana to a different currency. And you have a way to also DCA, which is to invest small amounts of currency over a period of time. So it could be over daily, it could be every 4 hours, it could be every week. You can also short or long trades on that as well, right? On Jupiter. Yeah, we can, yeah. So just engaging with these platforms and using them actively, you get rewards with tokens. So these tokens have value, but again, the value depends on how many users are on the platform and how the market goes. So again, it has a chart, and there's ways to add value to it. So Anna, so far, I guess I qualified in the past year. I qualified for about 7 projects, and they each gave me different rewards. But that money was reinvested again, and I'm hoping to stake it, but also to invest in new projects that come from that. Do you want to share some of the airdrops you got, or do you expand on the airdrops in a general sense?
Yeah, I mean, airdrops are like Abdullah has mentioned. They're a rewarding system for anyone who actually uses a certain blockchain or certain protocols within a blockchain. That's with Jupiter. The only thing that required you to be eligible for the airdrop was to use their platform within a time frame. Like, it's basically, I think it was a whole year, and it was a surprise drop. They always most airdrops are either surprises or there's something called airdrop farming, where a lot of people end up. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it. They're on Twitter and they're constantly tweeting about a certain token, where they, I mean, it really is based on your following. So that's unfair. To followers and groups, it's this whole thing that goes on. But apart from that, like, they reward people for using their platform. Let's say like the Jupiter drop. I think you didn't have. It was free. You know, no, Jupiter drop was free. All you had to do was not engage. You don't have to. Yeah, I think the minimum was $5 transaction within. It was within 2022. 2022, yeah. So September. I think that was the cutoff line, and I think just right off the bat, it was I think about $1,000 per person. So yeah, 1,200 per person. So which in today's dollar value, it's I think the 12,000. No, yeah, 1,200 Jupiter. What is it today's value?
Right now, it's about $1,000.
$1,000.
When it first came out, it was around 2.830. Now it's
Yeah.
around 1.2, 1.3.
Yeah, and this is. I mean, there are ways to make there are ways to make money in this space without even investing anything, you know. But it's just you have to. I mean, you have to be within the right groups, within the right. What do they say? There's like well, just not Twitter groups. It's everything. You have Discord. You have to be you just have to be active. Like they reward people for being active, but they also reward people for using all these platforms. Like Camino is one of them. Whether it's, I mean, not all airdrops are that big, but you do have like the recent one. If anybody familiar with ordinals, like the Bitcoin ordinals, that were, yeah, if you're familiar with it. So anybody who had, I think if they had 3 ordinals within their wallet, they received something called a runestone. And I think, what is it right now? The value is somewhere like 6,000 for $3,000, like in between there. And anybody who got a runestone started getting just free money, just one after the other. So it's just like yes, it's like a compounding thing, right? And you didn't have to do anything. Like you could have actually lost money back a year ago, and it just pays off. I've seen. I know a few people who actually received hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of runestones, and but this is the space. It's so speculative that, and it's very volatile. So prices sometimes don't make sense, and I understand that coming from anyone who isn't in this space, but it is rewarding. Yeah.
I mentioned Jupiter, and one of the main things is when you hold the token of Jupiter, depending on how much you own. So let's say you own 200, you can have voting powers when it comes to proposals. When they propose new project, when they have an idea, or they have a question about something, and you vote, you get rewarded just by voting. It's like a multiple choice question. Are you for or against, or do you want to abstain from this? So just by voting, regardless of what you vote, as long as you interact with this governance token, you get rewarded after a period of time. So this is how interesting it is to be part of this space, because you just get rewarded for just being active. Yeah. So do you have any questions to ask? Yeah. Okay. Next we have an app called Grass, grass.io or getgrass.io. And this is one of those interesting projects where it uses AI to reward you for unused internet that you have on your laptop or your phone. So let's say on your browser. So let's say you're using Google Chrome browser and you have a couple of tabs open. Whatever unused internet from that browser or from that tab, you accumulate as points, and after a period of time, those points are going to be converted into tokens. So right now, like this is from the last week, from April 28th to May 2nd today, and this is how many points I've earned as of now. So you can see that there are 4 different epochs. So from February 5th to, from January 4th to 17th, which was my lowest, and then from Jan to Feb to March, so every 30 days or so. And those points are accumulated over a period of time. And right now, we don't know how much the value of it is, because they haven't announced it yet, but we are looking forward to something soon. And again, you get, there are reward tiers, right? So there's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and you get that, you basically climb up the ladder the more referrals you get. So the only way I can make more points, or I can double my points, is when I send a link to someone like Haytham and he registers. And as long as you log in 100 hours, which is around 4 days of just browser use, regardless of what you use it, checking emails, watching YouTube or Netflix, or working, when you're working, you can just leave it idle, but it just, you get those points. And yeah, so this is one of the other things where you can get rewarded using Web3 and AI, because that's how they move the system. So this is the list of tiers, and it's connecting. Okay. You're supposed to hit okay. When you do it again. Because how does this work? Can you hit okay? Before the camera goes on. This one doesn't even work. It's not connecting. Okay. Okay. So these are the different. So these are the different tiers. And next I want to talk about a project called book.io. And this is a platform where authors and poets, or anybody who writes, can publish their books and upload them on the blockchain. So it's almost like an Amazon where you can buy and read books, but it's based on the Cardano blockchain. So a lot of popular books, but there's also newer authors or up-and-coming publishers. And I think it's interesting how, even though you know, when it comes to audiobooks, a lot of people don't, they think that they own when it comes to PDFs and the digital books, they think that they own the book, but they only own the title, but they don't own the actual text, the intellectual property. So on this platform is that you own everything. You own the book and the text. So I think it's interesting that you have this platform, but you also get rewarded with their own token. So whenever you buy anything, any book from the website, you get rewarded by their own token called book, and you can view the library. You own the book, so you can resell it. You can do whatever you want with it because it's yours. Yes. you own the book, but you don't own the license because the license goes back to the author. So there is protection and privacy when it comes to the author and the author's right. And if you want to republish it, you have to get approval from the author. And if there is a percentage or some kind of compensation that goes back to the original author. But you can, yeah. And this is just regenerative in economics. Okay. Yeah. And then this is a screenshot of a marketplace. So as everyone knows, or most people who are active in buying and selling and trading NFTs, there's OpenSea, there's a website called Magic Eden, and you have Tensor. So this is just the homepage of Magic Eden on what you can do, but it also shows you different, shows you different currencies that you can trade on. So this is Solana. You can trade in Bitcoin, you can trade in Ethereum, Polygon, or Base. So these are all, it's an all-in-one marketplace. And then you can see here what is the top collection. So basically the top 100 collection of items, of NFTs that are selling. And then for Bitcoin, you have what is called inscriptions. So maybe you want to elaborate more on, show them live? Yeah. I'm not connected. Let me connect my phone, yeah. We can do that, yeah. You have your hotspot on? I know my hotspot. You want a hotspot? For some reason it's not letting me do it. So this is so these are the different collections over here. This is the project Haytham was talking about, the runes. So you have when you open the collection. So these are the different runes. Which one should we talk about? Talk to them. Yeah. So just in general, yeah. So this is where you can, like, for example, buy, you can sell, or you can swap, and you can check here the prices. So this is, but let's go back to the main page and look at the Solana. So those are the ones minted on the Solana chain. I think this is a project that you've invested in, right? The Utes? Yeah. So this is, we mentioned earlier that, you know, NFTs have utility and then they have this. So maybe you could talk about what the utility is for this project in briefly. Briefly, yeah.
There's nothing brief about it.
Expand on it.
Expand on what? Utes?
On Utes and what value you found from Utes ever since you bought them.
Okay. I mean, okay, so when it comes, like I said before, buying into an NFT project or any NFT collection, it's either some people are in it for the art, and some people are in it for the money, right? You're trying to buy something for cheap and sell it for more. Like if you buy a painting on the wall. But what if I told you the painting on the wall actually invites you into a community? It's a private group. So whether you're, like I said, whether you're 1,000 people or 100 people, it's a private group. The only way to actually be within the group is to have one of the NFTs. Does anybody know what an NFT is? Like, are you familiar with? Have you ever played a video game on your phone, and you've purchased maybe a costume or a skin for, like in Fortnite, or any even mobile games? Most mobile games have like you purchase like a skin or. It doesn't matter what it is, right? They sell you something for $1. Whether it's $1 or it's $10 or $100, right? Now, you can't actually transfer any of that. But an NFT, if people are familiar with Steam, Steam as in for PCs, PC gaming like CS:GO, and I'm pretty sure most people in Web3 or in blockchain I've noticed they've actually been gamers, right? Yeah, so think about being able to transfer it and selling the item that you bought. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you have full control of it. You have complete IP rights. Well, if it's most NFTs do, they give you all the IP rights, so you can purchase that NFT. I've seen a lot of people actually have them and either make video content, or they use it as an art piece. They use it as a persona to themselves. So they don't actually show their faces. They always have the NFTs on, right? So everybody knows them as per that NFT. This is their persona, right? Their online persona. So, but you can sell it at any time. You.
Fur and different face and different clothes. So these are all priced based on what the attributes are, and the rarity, the more rare they are, if it's 1 of 1 or if it's 1 of 5, then it holds more value. But the value depends on the person and how much he values it as, and how much people are willing to pay. So I could value something as, just to keep it in like Omani riyals, let's say I value this specific background color as like 100 riyals. But somebody who sees this, he'll see that there's only like 3 or 4 different, like they're very rare, and there's only 4 available. So he and the other 3 can control what the price would be, which is what they call the floor price of the item. And if they all listed at the same price, then that's what the price that's going to be traded at. So they could put it at 6,000 riyals, and whoever would buy it would buy it at that price if they want that specific attribute or background color or hairstyle, for example. So, and it depends on the size of the collection. So, for example, this is a 4,000 collection. I think it's it's a 4K, 4,143. So most NFT projects are 10,000, but the smaller projects, let's say there's 400 NFTs only. So those are more of like very rare to find, and some of them are they hold their value based on the community. So in the end, all of this is tied to the community and how strong these people are, and what they're willing to do, and what they're building together. So you can't just do something by yourself. You always belong to a community. And as you can see here, the volume, there's 4 million NFTs traded on this specific project. And in the past 24 hours, 2,700. So you can see that the price fluctuates. And what was the highest price that this project reached, I think, at some point?
It was like around 40 or 50 Solana. Well, in today's, no, that's about, what is it? It's about $60,000 at that, yeah. All right, I mean, look, but yeah, I mean, you spoke about floor prices, and you spoke about what, like, it's irrelevant, right? This is, being part of a community is, what makes, like, let's say what makes this, like this NFT more valuable than something that's $10, right? I'm asking a question. Like, what do you think makes it more valuable?
I think it's who's involved in it, who are other people who are invested in it, and sometimes I would say the art. Like if it's something that I really enjoy and I love the art, I would invest in it. But there's also the utility aspect. Like what am I gaining from investing in this? So most people do invest in certain projects is because they get information about upcoming projects, but they're also some of them. For example, I invested in a project called Wasta Corp, and now it's rebranded to Foods, so it can cater to everyone. And the owner he's from Bahrain or he's from Saudi or something. Bahrain, yes. So again, we bought those NFTs, but the value of this project wasn't in the art or anything, it was in the community. So we have our own private Telegram, we have our own private Discord that nobody can access but the people who invested in the project. And we each invested, I think the pre-sale price was 2.5 Solana, about $10, and it peaked at 20. We were out one day and we were looking at the price and it was like, wow. But back then, $20 was, 20 Solana was around like maybe $4,000 or $5,000. Yeah. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what about like Wasta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasta Corp isn't just about Wasta Corp isn't just about community.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of like alpha. Have you ever heard
Yeah.
of alpha groups?
Yes, I have, yes.
Alpha calls?
Yes. Yeah.
Familiar with alpha groups? Are you anybody familiar with alpha groups? So imagine imagine someone doing research for you, or you're a group of people. Usually these alpha groups are, well, not usually, they all are they're for research purposes. Some are very what do they call it? It's like do you have something with a screenshot with it? Yeah, okay, if you can just actually show them. Just picture this, right? Picture having being part of a group where they do most of the research for you, or you're new into this space, right? You're not going to find it's difficult. You're not going to find a book in a library that tells you about how to do technical analysis for like a crypto, like any crypto project, right? Sometimes you're. This is the Discord for Foods. These are the different alphas.
Yeah. So to elaborate on that, these are the different channels that can only be accessed by people who hold the NFT. And you have the ordinal alpha for Bitcoin, you have the Degen alpha, you have airdrop, giveaways, so that they do give away certain things. So if you do specific tasks, then you're rewarded with either a chance to win something or you get rewarded by some. Some projects are pre-sales, so you get to buy them before they come out. And then here you have basically traders who give their signals about upcoming or charts of things that are happening in real time. So these are all calls from yesterday, and one of the traders, Fred, he actually started his own collection because he knew that he's good at something, which is trading, and he started his own project called Trader Fred, and his collection was, I think, 400. Was it 400 NFT collection? 300. It's a very small amount. 1,000? Okay. So it's 1,000 people, but they all believe in him because he made a lot of people a lot of money based on his calls. So these are just charts of the price of tokens, but he does his research so well, and he knows how whatever he calls, like it's not guaranteed 100%, but for the most part, like he tells you what is the entry point, what is the stop loss point, when he suggests that you should, invest, when not to. people here as well, there's a channel where people can share their wins. So how much profit they made, what have they done, their portfolios. So this person, for example, he lost all of his money. So people can, there is also a security flaw in some sense that people, if you just click on unknown links, people can hack into your account and you can lose a lot of money. But you have to be very careful about what you sign on into. It's the same way when you like log into websites and connect your email, or you connect your Facebook or Instagram or whatever. So you have to really be careful about what you connect your wallet to, because it's your wallet. You wouldn't put your wallet, your actual physical wallet, in a bar or in a restaurant and leave it out there. So it's important to follow every transaction. Yeah. But yeah, these are real life people who share about what the profits they've made and how this, like, you know, what amount they invested in, and they show their journey. As well with the wins, there are losses as well. So people also share their losses here. And it's just basically a community where people write about what their experience was from being in this project. So this person talked about in 3 months, he's learned so much, and he had a 65% win rate, and you know, just his mistakes. So again, so being part of a community like this is very rewarding, because you're not doing it by yourself. You're doing it with everyone else with you, and the mistakes you make together, and the wins that you make together. So it's very interesting. And what I love about this project as well is he also gives you educational content as well. So he teaches you how to do leverage trading. He shares some templates on what to do, some charts, how to read Fibonacci, you know, Fibonacci tools, industry secrets, supply and demand, like just basic stuff that every beginner who doesn't know anything about it can enter the space, because everybody's welcome, whether you're an employee, whether you're a student. I think the trader is, Trader Joe, what's his name? Fred. He's a young kid from Philippines. He's probably 14 or 15 years old. How old is he? 21, okay. But it's still relatively young to be in the space. So yeah, it's just, it's very important to be part of a community, but it's also important to just to learn about new things and to educate yourself when it comes to new projects that are entering the space. So, and I wanted to elaborate as well when it comes to projects. There's usually like information or a white paper on how you can, let me see. So this is another project here. Let me just, official links. Yeah. So basically a white paper is something where you read more about the project and they explain to you what this project is about and how, what is the goal of this project, and what are their, yeah, so this is print, and they just explain about the project. So they talk about staking as a service, they talk about minting, they talk about the tokenomics, how to, so what print is doing is that they're bringing in, it's basically a launch pad where people can launch their own tokens, but they support it based on the community. And most of the members that are in print, they are all actively supporting one another and promoting any new tokens that are listed in the marketplace. And when it comes to any project, it usually launches within 24 hours, because everybody believes in it, and the success of each project depends on the community. So Print, I think, is one of the most strongest communities in the past, I would say, year, that have actively been consistently launching new tokens, and people who will just own this NFT project get rewarded with airdrops from upcoming tokens, regardless of what, but your reward based on how much you're holding on that token. Let's go back to the presentation, and yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll wrap up. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Tell them.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Ms. Maha. Thank you, Abdullah and Haytham, for your knowledgeable information. First thing I wanted to add, regarding the blockchain you guys spoke about. So every blockchain has similar features, okay? It has to have the same features. It has to have security, it has to be audited, it has to be somewhat storing information, and the last thing, speed, okay? This is the features of every blockchain. So what makes a blockchain different than the other is the project of that blockchain. For example, Ethereum was so famous in the beginning of the NFT era, right? Guess what happens after that? Solana comes and increases the speed of their blockchain. So Ethereum used to do 15 transactions per second. Solana does 710,000 per second.
Okay.
Yes, that's how fast Solana is right now.
Also, the transaction fees are lower, much lower than because of the cost of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
January 2023, Solana's at $8. We're trading at 140 right now. It was 200 a few weeks back.
A few weeks back, yes, yes.
Exactly. So this is what's happening with the market, and that's increasing what you can say volume and the new investors, you could say.
But also to say that there are the positive things, but the negative part is that it gets congested as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if a lot of people are using it and trying to do the transactions, it does get slower. But the best thing about Solana is that it fixes itself. It has its own mechanism, or there are people working behind the scenes that make the transactions eventually move on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's one of the most interesting blockchains as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have Base. It's another chain. It's layer 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And regarding the different tokens you guys spoke about now,
Mm-hmm.
can any of you guys touch up on the real world assets and AI? Where do you put AI in the tokens list of yours?
Okay.
You spoke about payment, utility, security, NFT, gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Would AI be in utility?
You want to answer this, or should I go? So with AI, there are certain AI-based tokens, and they are linked to specific projects. So, for example, we have was it SoulScan, or is it one where you can communicate with other people? The messaging platform, SoulChat. SoulChat, yes. So SoulChat is basically an application that if I have a Solana wallet and you have a Solana wallet, we can have a conversation and interaction without our phone numbers, without email, just based on our wallets. And those conversations can be audio, they can be via text, and video as well. Yeah, video was added as well. So again, so this is all based on AI because they formulated the platform. So if you have anybody's wallet, you can reach to them, you can call them. So
Nice.
I think it's really interesting, and they added the video feature and phone call as the project progressed. But that's one of the main features of AI, is that you can create things with chatbots, with ChatGPT. You can launch projects where if you have a question about a certain topic and you ask it, then it will answer it itself. So I think the feature of AI is there can be, again, there's good and bad, but I think it can be used for good to automate certain processes that take longer for humans to do it, but it's more efficient and faster. Again, we were talking about speed and we're talking about efficiency. So AI can be used to run things in a more efficient manner. So yeah.
Last question. So grass.io.
Yeah.
Is it connected to your wallet, or does grass.io have their own specific wallet that it's linked to where you get the rewards for?
So as of right now, it's not connected to any blockchain. It's only connected via your email. But I think that do you connect it to your Solana? It's an extension. It's a Chrome. It's an extension that you download on Google Chrome. You add it to your browser, or if you have an Android phone. So far, iPhone doesn't have the feature, only Android. So if you have an Android phone or Google Chrome browser, you can add that to your devices, and you can just farm points while you're using it or not using it. But at the end of this session, I'm gonna email everyone with a link, and you can join and you can read about it if you're interested to know more about it. And it's interesting because they have the whole project, what their vision is, what they're hoping for, and how many users that they have on the current platform. So yeah.
Thank you. Ms. Maha, Can you please tell us about how blockchain Oman started in Oman, what difficulties you faced, and what do people see or come to you and say, because you're the owner of Blockchain Club Oman, right?
But before I answer your question, let me add you some information about you about that question you asking about the transaction speed. Actually, yes, all features of the blockchain is coming in under the blockchain umbrella. But when it comes to the blockchain platform or blockchain types, actually there is a different magazine, different algorithms. So now in Ethereum, we are working to some algorithm. It's called like the speed of transaction. It depends on whatever the transaction can be in on-chain or off-chains. So if the transaction can be on-chain, so it will be more speed up than off-chains. So all of them actually, we're not able to say that the blockchains, the speed of blockchains is not similar to others, but we are in the same, but maybe it will be a different, like, depends on your project aims, what you are doing the project. نرجع للسؤال your questions. Actually, I take my professional certificate in blockchains in Kerala Blockchain Academy because I was doing my master project and I faced a lot of difficulty to get either one resource about the blockchains. Actually, here in Oman, unfortunately, we face that a lack of resource of blockchains. There is no, like we say, that expert person in a blockchain. I mean, not in cryptocurrencies or like تداول or whatever. I mean in a blockchains deeply. Like me as an academic person, I difficult to face like anyone who can help me to create a simple project. My project, it was about building Ethereum platform using building Ethereum platform to secure the IT devices. Then I had to analyze their big data using artificial intelligence. Till now, I finished only 50% of the project. It depends on the blockchains only. But when it comes to the AI, actually no one can help me to combine between AI and blockchains. So that's why I'm again, inshallah, next year I will go to Kerala Blockchain Academy to get the same certificate so someone can help me. So I'm here today. Like, I want to share the information as much as I get information from the Kerala Blockchain Academy to anyone who needs a help in a blockchains project. And also, like, now I have my own video program in Instagram. I speak a lot about blockchain, but not theory. No, actually, technical things. How to build smart contract. Either it can be Ethereum, Hyperledger, and whatever. And that's it. Coming to the next questions.
Yeah, we're just coming to the last two slides. So again, with this marketplace, you have different rewards, and then finally with gaming. But we can proceed to the questions because I think we're running out of time.
Yeah. All right. So the first question, actually, it was, what are some investment opportunity, and where can someone start? Either it can be a student as well or employees.
So for investing.
Come up with the student first.
With the students, okay.
Yeah.
So, how many people here are students? So, okay. What are you studying? Finance, okay. So I would say, like, you're passionate about your field, right? You enjoy it. You're into it. Okay. So it's always important to research about different projects in terms of finance, and look into different things that relate to your field, and try to research about project founders, try to research about the field itself, try to expand on it and look at different things. But when it comes to investment, it doesn't just mean money. It's investing your knowledge into something. So as long as you apply yourself to read more, to educate yourself more, then you can come up with your own project, or come up with your own startup company, hopefully, or something that you can monetize. But I think the value of anything is investing your time in books, investing your time in online. We have free resources, we have YouTube, we have all those places that you can find information, and just expanding and having an open dialogue with people who share similar interests with you. So the people that you surround yourself with are the people who are gonna benefit you in terms of having a better understanding of any topic. You could be an expert in finance, but somebody's, for example, expert in medicine. But if you ask a person in the medical field and what they have learned, you're gonna learn something new from them, and vice versa. You can exchange knowledge. It's basically a transfer of knowledge. So, yeah, that's my advice: is to always seek knowledge from places. Yeah. Anything you want to add?
You actually you covered it.
Covered, yeah, pretty much. Okay.
All right. So actually, I hear a lot of that tips like don't put your all eggs in one basket. And when you come, some experts tell us like you have to take risk when you start investment anything. So what's the relations between two these tips? How we can like manage that?
Yeah. So the way I see it is that you should always diversify your portfolio with anything that you do. You cannot, like Ms. Maha said, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Invest in one project, invest in a different industry. Do your research. I always tell people to do their own research and don't just put your money and investments in whatever any other person is doing. Always educate yourself on where you put your money exactly, and how is this gonna benefit you in the short term and in the long term. So it's of course important to do the reading and the research, but also to diversify what your investments are. It doesn't have to be only on the blockchain. It can be in real life assets. It can be in real estate. It can be in the stock market. It can be in F&B. It can be in any field. But just the most important thing is to not just focus on one thing. But if you are going to focus on one thing, make sure you do focus on the right thing, and get as much information as you can from that, and to gain more insights. So, yeah. Do you want to say anything?
All right, guys. Coming about as expert in investment, for example, if I want to start learning investments from the beginning, there is any confident resource that you can share it with us? Because as you know, those days coming a lot of companies, but when you come to start that company, it's coming like in the end, it will be like a fake company. So how we can like avoid that kind of companies? If there is any confident resource or something that can share with us.
So as of right now, in the past few months, I came across this company called Sarwa. In English, it's called Sarwa, S-A-R-W-A, but bil Arabi, it's Tharwa. So it's based in UAE, and they have it's an official company. They have speakers, and they have wealth management. They have advisors, financial advisors, but they have a platform that is very, very, very interesting. By the way, I'm not endorsed anything by them. I just really enjoy their content and their website and the way they do things. One of the people who work there recently gave a seminar or a webinar about different types of investing, and I found a lot of value, and I'm actually incorporating some of that into my real life, and some of them I'm thinking about doing as well. But these are all free resources. Of course, I'm going to send this as well to everyone after this presentation, so you can read about their website, read about them on LinkedIn, see how there are many ways to invest. There are Sharia compliant ways to invest in tokens. There are ways to invest in stocks. There are ways to invest in crypto. So there are many different aspects, but it's important to go on this website and to gain a better understanding of the different types of investment. And the people there are very helpful. I connected with one of the speakers recently, and I asked him if I can talk about them, and he welcomed that. So he's going to share his. I'm going to share his details with everyone afterwards, and you can schedule a free consultation. It's going to be a free call, and you can talk more about what you're hoping to gain out of it. What if you're looking for investing a small amount of over time, or you want to start your journey in investing and how you want to invest that. They will advise you because they are financial advisors. This person has over 15 years of experience, and he knows what he's doing. So I think it's important to, whenever you get career advice or seek information from experts, is that you see that they have their experience based on history, and it's backed by their profile. So
هو الفكرة اللي منتشرة حاليا بين الشباب أن أسرع طريقة to be rich هو طريق التداول، ولكن مع الأسف أن الكثير منا يجهل أن التداول ترى يعني عملة لوجهين. So before you start doing anything لازم يكون عندك enough information. You have to do enough research before you start anything. It can be in تداول or anything else. I think there is a question. You have questions?
okay.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
لا. السلام عليكم. I had a question. What's your opinion on my name is Faris Al-Zajjali.
Hey Faris.
I'm a school student, and at the same time I work for two companies, crypto companies, Bitmain and Exerts.
Okay.
They are crypto mining companies. My question was, what do you think of crypto mining as an investment for beginners? Like someone just entered the crypto space, he heard of the concept of crypto mining, and they want to invest in it. Do you think it's a good investment or no?
I'll let Haytham answer this question. You have more information when it comes to rigs and different.
Okay, what do you when you say invest in crypto mining? What do you mean? Do you mean invest in the hardware or invest in companies?
No, buying your own machines and mining at home.
When it comes to mining, are you looking at short term or are you looking at long term? If short term doesn't work out.
Of course, it's long term.
Yeah, so long term. If it does pay off, especially because see, first of all, you have to understand mining is very expensive. It consumes a lot of electricity. Mining rigs, well, the mining units can cost up to 10,000 riyals per piece. Like an ASIC miner, they start around maybe 9,000, 8,000 riyals, right? So you only make profit in the long run where prices actually increase. So so your accumulation over that time frame. I'm not an expert in mining or any of that, but I've done some sort of research in it, and it does pay off. But it's a very long-term projected. Like the projection is very long-term. You're looking at 5 to 10 years.
Actually, it is around 3 months to a year and a half to get your money back. The cheapest miner you could buy currently would cost 200 riyals, but I won't recommend it.
No, but that's if you're GPU mining.
Yeah, GPU mining is bad. But for ASIC miners, you could get one for around 1,500 riyals. It will make you 300 riyals per month, and the electricity bill is going to be 50 riyals and 780 bases.
Yeah, but it depends on the turnover, right? Right. If let's say, so I'm guessing your ASIC miners are what is in mind? KAP or is it Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, right? So the price of it really depends on the price of Bitcoin today. So yes, you would make back your money if Bitcoin sustained above a certain price range, right? Correct?
It actually depends on the halving, since we measure it in hashes, and your hash rate that doesn't fluctuate. If Bitcoin was at 60,000, you will get let's say 0.5 Bitcoins. If it was at 30,000, you're still getting 0.5 Bitcoins. What happens is when we face a halving, it will be cut down to half, and it will become 0.25 Bitcoins.
Yeah, so right now the halving was 2 weeks ago, where what was it? What was the block reward? 6.6 before the halving?
It was 6.
And now it's 3.3.
Yes.
So, yeah, the halving was 2 weeks ago, and it's 3.3 now, roughly. Now, what I meant was, is it sustainable for an individual to actually to have a mining to mine? Not everyone. Like just one person, right? If today you bought, because it's like an investment, right? You buy into something today, you're projecting that it's going to rise in price, like whether it's a stock or crypto, correct?
Yes.
But when it comes to mining, yes, it is. This whole space is a lot of speculation. You have to understand that. So even when they say do your own research, and but I mean, like I'm not like I said, I'm not very familiar with. I'm not an expert in it. But let's say you work in one of these companies.
Actually, too, I work in the biggest mining company in Oman.
Which is in Dhafar.
Dhafar, Salala. We have 2 mining facilities there, one in Jabal Akhdar, and we're building one in Duqm currently.
Okay.
And I work for Bitmain, a $50 billion company and the biggest Bitcoin machine manufacturer in the world. Yeah, I think this is the 3rd year in a row we won the best mining company. So
yeah, Bitmain, the ant miners, right?
Yeah, ant miners.
Okay.
So
your turnover, you said your turnover is 3 months.
No, it depends on the machine.
Depends on the machine.
Yeah.
So what is your top machine? It's something.
The top machine now is a Caspa miner called KS5 Pro,
KS5
where it's really expensive, 12,000 riyals.
Okay.
But when it launched, your return was 4,000 riyals per month, and the electricity bill was just 75 riyals, which is nothing compared to 4,000, and you could get your money back in around 3 months.
Okay, but let's put this in theory. What if Bitcoin goes in the other direction?
It's a Caspa miner. So
it's a Caspa miner,
yeah.
What if Caspa goes in the other direction? Then how long does it take for you to actually get back your money?
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. The machine prices fluctuate based on when the halving happens, and for each coin they have their own halving time. Depending on the coin. Like for Caspa, it's been happening like for every month since there are many people coming into the mining space, so the blocks are being mined faster. Okay. So when less machines are coming, the time period will be higher, and the Caspa market cap isn't that high. So it's getting affected a lot currently. Yeah. But when it comes to Bitcoin, it's more stable since the halving happens every 4 years instead of happening every month or so.
It's also the market cap of it. So much bigger than Caspa.
Yeah. And that's it. Thank you.
I have a question. Okay. What do you think about the Cosmos blockchain? Have you heard about it?
I haven't. Tell us more about Cosmos.
Cosmos. So what do you think about it?
I'm not familiar with Cosmos. Maybe you can enlighten us and give us more information about it.
Okay. So the Cosmos is like a blockchain of all layer 1 providers. So it will, it's having Solana, Bitcoin, all other blockchains, and it works like interchanging the transaction between all blockchains. So it's like a central bank for all blockchains. and it's growing up now, and they have their own protocols.
Interesting.
And I thought you know about it more.
I'll definitely get some more information.
Okay.
After the session.
Good.
Thank you for telling
Good.
us about it.
إن شاء الله next session بيكون عنها. إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله.
So the last question, it's that what are some of the sensibilities project to invest in?
I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation the sustainability projects for Refi Hub, but again, there's also other projects, even locally. We have the Amman Botanical Garden. I'm sure you guys have heard, or people have heard, that we're building a Amman Botanical Garden. I think it's supposed to be launching in the next few years. I'm not sure if there's a specific date, 2026 or 2027. The location is in, anybody know where the location is? Or Barka, somewhere in Barka. So they're opening the biggest green machine, greenhouse, and they're farming and doing and also crops and stuff. So I think it's important to always invest in locally, but also to invest in global projects as well, because the value again is in the community and the value is in numbers. So whenever something is really trending or it has a lot of light on it, I think it's important to read about it and see if this hype is long term or if it's just at that moment. So again, some things are also speculative and they're unpredictable, but it's always important to know who's behind those projects. It's important to have people that are KYC'd, that there are real faces and real names behind those projects and not just anonymous, because it comes to privacy and security at the end. So you have to know where you're putting your money and where's your money going. So including sustainability, there's also, as I mentioned, gaming, but I didn't go very in depth in gaming because it's a very big field. But whatever, there's always something for everyone, whether you're an artist, whether you're a musician. 2 weeks ago, I went to Solana Hacker House in Dubai, and I met some of the most brilliant project founders, builders, and developers. One of the people I met actually launched his own social media platform, competing with Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and it's all based on Web3. So you can create your profile, you can have like a open discussion board. Another project is where the person sitting next to me was actually pitching her project, and she's launching a project about how DJs and musicians can monetize selling their playlist and their actual music. So whenever they mix music and stuff, there is a mechanism that will get them monetary returns. Because a lot of people think that, okay, only the artist makes money, but then the producer and the DJs don't really get a lot of credit. So this is a way, because she's from Germany and she thinks that the music scene there is very active and people have to get paid for their work, because most DJs, they spend hours in venues and they play music and they bring in the crowd and they bring in a lot of money because people come in for the music and they spend money at the venue. So, but the DJs never get paid money. They always get paid the least or the lowest. So again, for everything there is a niche, and it's important to just look at the whole world as like a different in different industries and find what is the best way to monetize, because everything can be monetized. Yeah. Do you want to add any projects that you feel like?
All right, so thank you so much, guys, and I really enjoyed with this conversations, and I appreciate your effort, and it was a really hard information, isn't it? Are you agree with me? And شكرا على تفاعلكم، وإن شاء الله نلتقي في سكاشن غيرها. شكرا جزيلا.
اللي ما سجل في الرابط